Okay, here we go. This is Garrett. We're on part 6 now of Tristan gets demon possessed. Let's go back to Tristan now. If you haven't watched the earlier videos, I would highly recommend you watch them in order, starting with number 1. Tristan fell down late at night at the behavioral center. On the way to the bathroom, a demon pushed her down and attacked her, and she hit her mouth and she hit her face on the floor or whatever. They take her to the emergency room. They contact me 3 o'clock in the morning and let me know she's in the emergency room. That means she's back across the street at the hospital. And what the Lord Jesus did is he would command Tristan's heart to start racing, to start beating too fast, because Jesus wanted Tristan on the 3rd floor of the hospital, which is the cardiac floor. Hey everybody, could I please ask you a favor? If you don't mind, scroll down below, click our subscribe button, because we could really use your help. Thank you very much. You see, the Lord had a plan here, and the plan was complicated and intricate, and I didn't understand any of it, and I still barely understand it today. But the Lord would have this demon, most likely a demon, let me back up, most likely it was a demon, to attack her heart and make it race really, really fast, to purposely get her on the cardiac floor of the hospital. I go to visit Tristan on the 3rd floor of the hospital now, and I'll tell you, I was not ready for what was about to happen to me. Once again, I'm off guard. Once again, I'm a failure. Once again, I mess up. And what Jesus did to me is he had the nurses and some of the sitters. A sitter is somebody who watches Tristan 24 hours a day. So a lady comes in for a 12-hour shift in the daytime, and a lady would come in for a 12-hour shift at nighttime. And the Lord would have the nurses and some of the sitters start putting me through hell. These nurses were being used by Satan, of course being used by Jesus, using the demons to attack me in spiritual warfare. And I wasn't expecting this, and I wasn't on guard. And I remember when I called my friend John about this, he said, you should have expected it. I didn't. Their rudeness, their anger towards me, the demons raging inside of them towards me, not Tristan, towards me, because my spiritual gifts would activate and I could feel the hatred and the anger and their despise towards me. And I was caught completely off guard. And one time I raised my voice to one of the nurses. One time I talked back to somebody. One time I lost control. Anyway, now I'm working on humbling myself way more. I'm working on fighting against this. I'm praying more. I'm working on not letting all of their little shenanigans and all their little tricks and deceptions and lies affect me so much. The spiritual warfare was intense. So Tristan's stuck in the bed now as weeks are passing by, suffering terribly. And I'm going through very strong spiritual warfare from the nurses themselves and the sitters. I would visit Tristan twice a day, once for lunch and once for dinner. The nurses hated it. When I would hold her hand and help feed her lunch and dinner, the nurses hated it. When I would wash her body or rub her back and rub her legs, the nurses hated it. When I would show affection and love and play Christian music, some of the nurses hated it. They hated everything. They hated me. They hated that I loved her. They hated that we were married. They just hated it. And wow, did I learn a lot about being humble. Wow, did I learn a lot about losing my temper and being on guard and watching my mouth. I was so not on guard. We got to be on guard. When we go to work Monday morning, we got to be on guard. When we go to bed at nighttime, we got to be on guard. When we're going to the hospital or the workplace or church, we got to be on guard. We don't know when the Lord's going to test us. And I failed multiple times. This was quite an experience of what I went through on the 3rd floor, the cardiac floor of this huge hospital in Vero Beach, Florida. Boy, did I learn a lot.